So what does the Bible say about leadership? This morning, as I was going through my quiet time, I was reading through Luke chapter 19, talking about the parable of the 10 minas, or minas. But in the book of Matthew, it's talking about the talents. As I was reading through that, of course, there's leadership lessons to be learned in this parable. Jesus was a teacher and he was teaching the audience of the time about good stewardship. And as I've said before, stewardship is the word of the year for me. However, as God works through things, we also covered the Matthew version of this parable in church today. Unbeknownst to me, that God just orchestrated it in my morning time and then also at church. And although the typical stewardship thread is one that's most often covered, the unsurprising approach that we talked about at church was, what did the servant with the one talent, the one who did not do the things that Jesus or the master said were proper, but actually was admonished because of his approach, what did he do? And how did that compare to the other servants who multiplied the talents that they had? As we talked about at church, despite the fact that he was given significant resources, one talent could maybe be like $1 million, he didn't really know the master's heart. He was fearful of the master. He thought that the master was angry. He didn't know the master, so he buried that. And buried the talents. What we talked about at church today was, rather than just taking that and thinking that he had this misconception of the master, he should have and could have talked to the other servants who actually knew the master's heart, who knew Jesus's heart, who knew that they wanted to multiply the talents for the master. So that willingness to communicate with peers, to reach out, to learn from those who may know more than we do, that is something as leaders that we need to do, especially as engineers, where we like to have the problem solved, how we like to have all the answers, be recognized for our expertise. This story hit me differently today, that it's okay to reach out to others. That humble approach of we don't know is important for us to approach as leaders. So as we go about our day, as we're trying to make impact to those around us, reach out to people who may be a little bit ahead of you in life, ones who may be a little bit more wise than you, ones who may have a different posture towards heart than you do. So I would encourage you to think about that today. Interesting take on a parable that we may all know. And this is going to be the first of every Sunday. I'm going to start this series called Scripture to Strategy. How can we take stories out of the Bible and apply them to leadership principles in our lives today? So looking forward to that. You guys have a blessed week.